So here at Unstoppable Success and through the work that we do in the Unstoppable Elite, like, I love working with you ladies because you are just the most amazing clients and group of women to work with. So I wanted to create this series to share more of you, because my community gets to see so much of me, but I just think it's so much more relatable and so much more fun for you guys who are watching at home to hear direct from our awesome, awesome women. So I've got the wonderful Suzy Ashworth here today, and I'm really, really excited to talk with you, Suzy. Like, Suzy is a total legend. She's amazing coach, amazing speaker, another member of the Hay House family. So really, really awesome to have you here, Suzy. How are you doing?
I am doing great and excited to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Fabulous. So I would love to know, like, how long have you been a coach for? How long have you been doing this work in the world?
Oh, so 4 years now, 4.5 years is when I first started. It kind of crept up on me, and yeah, it's one of the best decisions I ever made, actually, following my heart and supporting people in their businesses as well as in their lives.
Love that. So you are British, but you actually live in Mexico at the minute. Tell me, like, what specific type of coaching do you do? And, like, what was your background that actually got you up until this point?
Yeah, so I'm a business growth strategist, and I specialise in helping service-based entrepreneurs, predominantly coaches and people who are creatives, with their mindset and their messaging. I believe that those two ends, mindset and messaging, are the foundation for any work that you are going to do any of the time. And whenever it comes to pivoting, whenever it comes to up leveling, whenever you want to increase your income, attract more people, increase your followers, those are the two things that you need to master first before layering on the strategy. So I'm a strategy geek and I love all of that stuff, but we always start with mindset and messaging.
It's so true. And I think that, like, you're so right. Like, they're, like, really the foundational things that if you go and apply a strategy and you don't have those two things in place, people aren't going to understand what you're saying. Your audience aren't going to connect with you, and you're not actually, your head's not going to be in the game, so you're not going to get the results.
100%. And I think even, it doesn't matter what level you're at. And so those are the two things when I am looking to move from multiple 6 figures to 7 figures, those are the things that I talk to you about first. It always comes back to those two things. It's
so true. And I find that you're really good at that as well. Like, you're super coachable, you're super powerful, but you're also willing to ask for help. So I really, really respect that about you. And that's what helps us all grow, when you're willing to say, like, actually, what am I not seeing here that potentially you're seeing from the outside? Like, my coaches do that for me too. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you're so right. So true.
I think probably one of the things that holds people back, especially good coaches back, is the idea that we should know it all ourselves. And it's almost like, well, if we're coaching other people on these things, I feel embarrassed or ashamed if I'm not quite getting it, or I'm not quite doing it for myself when I'm looking to move into my next level. And I think that the thing that's changed my entire life, actually, as somebody who is very independent, very much a recovering control freak, has been understanding the importance and the power of asking for support.
I love that. I really love that. And it's like, it's having the willingness to say, like, I don't have it all figured out. Like, I think if people actually saw the inside of what it looks like to run a business, they'd be like, oh my God, I'm not going to do that. Like, everybody is like on Instagram or on Facebook, like, you're standing on stage and you're speaking to big audiences, or like, I'm on a plane somewhere, and they're like, they've got it all figured out. Guarantee, I promise you, anybody that's watching, we do not have it all figured out. Like, it can be like,
and that's okay.
In a business. Thank you. It is okay.
It's okay. I think that where I have really come into my own is really allowing myself to be where I am in my development, and knowing all of the experience, all of the clients, all of the help and advice that I have given out over the last 4.5 years. Actually, that's really, really valuable. And I don't have to know what it is like to be running a multi-million-pound business in order to be of massive service to my client. And so that 2 or 3 steps ahead, like, it means a lot and it counts for a lot. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to have it all figured out to be amazing coaches. And so, yeah, that's what I've been doing and living, actually.
I really respect as well, like, how you show up, and actually you're super highly evolved in terms of how you coach and the perspective that you can give to your clients. Like, I know when you were in Los Angeles for the Unstoppable Elite Retreat, there was a lot of masterminding going on between you ladies, not just from me or from our guest speakers, but I really noticed how powerful you are at taking in other people's understanding of their experience and being able to ask really challenging questions to give them those breakthroughs that they need.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. I definitely think that that is one of my superpowers, being able to hear the things that people aren't saying. And just by hearing the kind of silence, then then I understand what's the gap, what's the question, and ask the question that, like you say, can create the reframe or the breakthrough that they need. So thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. No, I'm totally celebrating you. So you mentioned that you've created this like awesome success. Like, I've witnessed it. Like, I obviously get to see you a lot, and I see and you celebrate wins and things. You've created a multiple 6-figure business, but what do you think it is that's actually helped you get there? Like, if you had to reflect and say, like, this is the reason I've created this success, what would that be?
I think there are 3 things. So on a very practical level, I think that throughout the whole of my business, I've only had 6 months where I've not worked with a coach. And that, I know that having somebody outside of me to pick me up when I'm wobbling, to help me with strategy, to help me reflect, is absolutely invaluable. I know that that is one of the reasons that I have seen the success that I've seen over the period of time that I've seen it. And then the second thing is my mantra, which is faith plus action equals miracles.
Love that.
So I live by it. That mantra has changed my life. Like, choosing to believe in the impossible, choosing to have faith that I can achieve the dreams that I want to achieve. That's where it begins. Like, if you don't believe, so mindset, if you don't believe that it's possible, you won't take the action required. And that's the second part of the equation. Like, I'm an implementer. And when you say you need to do this, or when another coach says you need to do that, like, I've either done it the way that you suggested or it's been suggested to me, or I've said, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to do this. Like, I'm always doing something. Yeah. So
I think, like, one of the equations that I share in my book is mindset multiplied by activity equals results. Yes. But I actually love yours even more. Faith plus action equals miracles.
Miracles.
And I see you sharing that all of the time.
Yeah, it's my mantra. My people know me now for that mantra, and they've adopted it. Like, I say it to people all the time. I'm like, I'm gifting it to you. Use it, because it works. It works on the daily. It works with the big vision. It works with the big goals. It has changed my life. And the more I lean into it, the more I remind myself that this is what it's about and this is what it takes, the more miracles happen.
I love that. It's so juicy. Thank you for gifting that to everyone today. I'm going to go write it on my whiteboard. So thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take the flip side of that then. Like, I'm all about like creating unstoppable success and helping women do that within themselves, within their businesses. But I see time and time again that these things that come up that commonly stop people. So we're making a documentary, for example, and writing another book about like what it really is that stops people and what it truly takes to become unstoppable. So what would you say, like on reflection again, is the thing that has stopped you? So obviously it didn't completely stop you, but what was that hurdle or thing that you had to overcome?
I think it's believing the negative stories and the negative self-talk. I've chosen to sidestep, reframe, not believe them. Of course, I have days where I don't feel good enough. Of course, I have days where I'm like, well, that person over there is doing that 10 times better than me. Why would anybody come to see me? And rather than allowing myself to sit and fester in that negativity and that story, I've chosen to recenter myself and come back to faith plus action equals miracles. It's to know that one person out there needs what I am sharing, and to focus on that rather than all of the people who might not get me. And so I think it is, it's not listening to the stories and choosing not to be paralyzed by fear, choosing to keep moving even when I'm scared.
I love that. And it's, I mean, negative stories, like you mentioned, self-talk, and then also negative people as well. Like as an entrepreneur, you get that all of the time, don't you? There's always someone that's got something to say. Like I was getting bullied online recently, people trolling me and like sticking their oar in and like saying stuff. I'm like, do you know what, guys? At least I'm out here helping people.
Yes.
And I think it's so hard because, like, obviously, I don't know how you deal with it, but I feel like it hurts you for a moment and then you can turn it around into a teaching, and it gives you that fire and it gives you that fuel. And I've always used like people's negativity. When I remember a friend said to me when I said that before I was 30, I wanted to create $1 million business. And she literally laughed in my face. I was like, just you watch me. So I've used it as fuel. But I think there's so many people out there that really get put off by this, and they quit, and they don't get out of their comfort zone because other people are continually squashing their dreams. So can you give me like a tip of like if someone's out there and they want to create this unstoppable success, this unstoppable feeling within themselves, the unstoppable like success within their bank account, within their business, within their reality, like what would be a tip that you could help them to do that?
Stay connected to the mission and the vision always. Like come back to it every single day, because I think that when you make it about yourself and how you're perceived and what that person there has said about you, it's not, you as an individual are not big enough. Whereas when you make it about and it can just be one woman. When you make it about that one woman whose life has the potential to be transformed by the one sentence that you have to say, like then it's no longer about you, it's about showing up for her. And then when you allow yourself to dream a little bit bigger and allow that one person to be 10 people or 15 people or 100 people, it's like, it's no longer about you, it's just about the mission and the vision. And then it's like, bring it on. Like, give it to me, because it's not about me, it's about them, and I am doing it.
Wise words. Thank you so much, Suzy. I appreciate you. I absolutely adore working together. I know that this is just the beginning. We've still got some time together in the Unstoppable Elite, and I can't wait to see all of the awesome that you are creating with your events, with your books, with this work that you're doing in our world to support your clients. So Suzy Ashworth, make sure you all go and follow Suzy. I'm totally celebrating you here today. Business strategist, mindset and messaging expert. Yay. Thank you so much, Suzy.
Thank you, lovely. Take care.